Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to walk through the answers to the study guide. I know you've heard me say this 1,000 times, but I'm gonna say it once more. This video is best used if you do the question first and then watch me do it. That way you're able to see if you got any steps wrong, and if so, which ones were they? So use this to help you study for Unit 4 tests. Because there's 20 questions, I'm gonna work through it pretty quickly. So pay attention and let's go. Kamar bought a new shirt for $32 in July. His friend Amir found the same shirt for $20. So $32 in July, $20 in August. What is the percent decrease from July to August? So again, the question is asking me, what is the percent decrease, all right? So the equation, the proportion is P over B equals R over 100, okay? And this time I'm looking for the percent, which is the R, so that is gonna be my X over 100, okay? The P is the amount that is gonna give me the percent, but that is the change. So how much did it change from July to August? Well, to figure the change out, I gotta subtract 32 minus 20, and that is gonna give me 12. And then the B is the original, which is 32. And so I got 12, which is the change, over 32, which is the original. That's gonna give me the percent over 100. So now I cross multiply and divide. So I do 12 times 100 divided by 32, and that is gonna give me the percent. So multiply 12 times 100 divided by 32. That gives me 37.5, and that is my percent decrease. All right, question number 2. Jalen's checkbook had a balance of $525 on May 5th. On January, he wrote a check for that. So he wrote a check at Walmart. So he's paying for something at Walmart. January 19th, he wrote another check for $178 for his car payment. On January 26th, his grandfather sent him $65 and he deposited into his account. So now he is gaining money. What is the balance of his account? Okay, so he had $525.02. Okay, then he wrote a check at Walmart. So he's subtracting, that's being taken away from his account. Then next, he wrote a check for his car payment. So that's another thing we gotta subtract, take away. Then his grandfather sent him $65 and he deposited, so that is gonna add the $65. And so when I do that, I'm gonna take 500 minus the $85 minus the 178 plus the $65, and that will give me my answer. 525 minus 85, 65 minus 178 plus 65, and that gives me $326.37. That is the balance after all of. All right, next one. In 2013, a house was listed. So 2013, it was listed for $225,000. In 2023, it is now on sale for $380,000. I'm sorry, $380,500. What is the percent increase? Okay, percent increase. Yeah, I'm looking for the percent. That is the rate. So that is going to be my X. Now, the original was the $225,000. in 2025. That was what it was at first in 2013. Then it changed. So the P is going to be the change. So to figure out the change, I got to take the 380 minus the 225. So 380, 500 minus 225. That's going to give me 155,500. Then I got to cross multiply and divide to solve that proportion. So 155 times 100, then divide that by 2. And that's going to give me the percent, the rate. And that gives me 69.1 repeating as the X. And so that's 69.1%. You probably could just round it and get 69%. It's probably what the answer choices would say. So I'll just round that to 69%. All right. Question number 4. The basketball team originally had 18 players on the team. There are now 22 players on the team. What is the approximate percent of increase for the basketball team? So, okay, again, I am looking for the percent of increase. So that's going to be the R. That's going to be my X. Originally, I had 18 players, and now it's 22 players, so I got to get the B. That's going to be the change. So 22 minus 18 is going to give me 4. Now to solve the proportion, I cross multiply, divide. That's going to give me the percentage. 4 times 100 is 400 divided by 18. That's going to give me 22.2, but it says, because it says approximate, I'm just going to round it to 22%. That is the rate. All right, moving on. Liam's parents deposited $500 into a savings account, as a college fund when he was born. How much will he have in the account after 18 years of simple interest of 4%? So this question is asking me how much will he have in the account, okay? So, because I'm dealing with simple interest, I like to party. I equals PRT. That's going to give me the amount of interest that he earned. So the amount he put in was 500. The interest rate was 4%. If I put that in decimals, I need to put of 1. And then that's for 18 years. So 500 times 4%. That is $360. Now, that is the amount of interest that I earned. Now, because it's asking me how much will he have in the account, now I have to take this and add it back to what they originally put into the account. So it's 500 plus the 360. That is going to give me 860, as that is the amount that's actually in the account. Okay, so $860 is the answer there. Question number 6. Miss AG deposited $900 into a savings account that pays 2.5 simple interest. How much interest? Again, this one is asking me about the interest. How much interest will she earn after 5 years? Okay. So again, I equals PRT. I like to party. The P is the amount that was put in, which was the 900. The rate is the percent, so it's 2.5%. And then the time, the length of time that it is in the account is 5 years. So I do 900 times 2.5%. times 5, and that gives me 112.50, and that is, again, that is the interest. So that is the answer, because it is asking me how much interest does she make. She makes $112.50. Again, that would be 50 cents. Haven't bought a camera. The camera costs $275.40, including tax. She made a down payment of $100 and paid the balance in 6 equal monthly payments. What is Heaven's monthly payment for this camera? So the camera cost $275.40, and she made a down payment. So that means she is what she paid on the camera right off the bat. So she made a payment of $100. So I subtract that. That's going to give me $175.40. So now she's then taking that $175.40, and now it says she is dividing it into 6 equal monthly payments. So to figure out how much she's going to pay for each payment, I got to take that amount and I got to divide it by 6. So $175.40 divided by 6, that will give me is $29.23, and that repeats, but we can just kind of round it there. So the monthly payments are going to be $29.23. Number 8, to buy the newest iPhone 15 Pro Max, Tia borrowed $1,875 for 3 years at an annual simple interest rate of 4%. How much interest will she pay if she pays the entire loan? So we're talking about interest, and I like to party. So I equals PRT. The amount, the P is the amount she borrowed, which is $1,875. The rate is the percent. That's 4%. The time is she paid it off for 3 years. So then I just multiply 1,875 times 4% times 3. That gives me $225. That is the interest. So that is my answer. Next, on his first test, Samir scored a 96. On his second test, he scored an 84%. What is his percent decrease? All right, so he made a 96. Then he scored an 84. So again, we're looking for the rate. So the rate is going to be my X. His score went from a 96 to an 84, so I got to subtract that to figure out what was the change. I get 12. And then what was his score originally? Well, originally it was a 96. So now, to solve this proportion, I cross multiply, divide. Divided by 96. That is going to give me the rate. 12 times 100 divided by 96. And that gives me, not percent, sorry, or 12.5% is the percent decrease. All right, question number 10. Cadence's account has a balance of $2,000 on March 31st. She paid her rent on April. Her paycheck was deposited. So her paycheck was deposited. Electricity bill of $123. Her friend paid back her loan. Okay. Then she splurged at the Nike sale and spent $859.42. What would her account balance be? So again, for this one, all we got to do is just, add or subtract based on what is happening to the transaction. So we had $2,000 to begin, okay? Then she paid the rent. That's going to be taken away, okay? Then her paycheck was deposited, so that's going to be, now she's adding $500 to the account. Then the electricity bill was paid, so that's going to be taken away. So $123.98. Then her friend paid her back, so that's a plus. It's money she's getting. That's $350. Then she splurged and she spent $859.42. Okay, so all you got to do is just, add and subtract those transactions. So I got 2,000 minus 1,200 plus a 500 minus 123.98 plus 350 minus $859.42, and that gives me a total of $666.60 is how much she's gonna have left in the account. All right. Hey, we're at the halfway point for these last 10. These are ones, questions 11 through 20 are ones like what we did on last week's quiz. All right, so we'll set them up and we'll do these as well. The Nike company sells shoes to a store for $158. Then the store sells the pair of shoes to the customer for 30% markup. How much money does the store make from selling one pair of shoes? So we're looking at how much money does the store make, okay? So this time I have a 30%, the rate, 30% markup. The original price that is sold was $150.80. And I'm figuring out what's 30% of that. So I'm going to cross multiply and divide 150 times 30 divided by 100. That's going to give me the amount that is marked up. So 150.80 times 30 divided by 100, and that gives me $45. And again, because that is what the store is making, because it marked it up 30%, that is how much it makes. I don't need to add that to the original because the store had to spend that in order to make that. So it didn't ask for the total, it's asking for how much did it make based on the markup. All right. The cost of Aaliyah and Dolores' dinner was $18.75, and they left a 20% tip. What is the total price for their dinner? Keyword is total there, so we are looking for the total. Okay, the $18.75, that's the original amount before the tip. They leave a 20% tip. And so, cross multiply and divide. So we got 18 times 20%, or times the 20 divided by 100. That is going to give us the amount of the tip, is what that's going to give us. So $18.75 times 20 divided by 100. That gives us $3.75. That is the amount of the tip. So this is the tip amount. So to find the total, I have to take the original plus the tip. So we got $18.75 plus $3.75. That is going to give me the total, which is $22.50 is my total. All right, at Chick-fil-A, you order a salad that costs $7.50 and a chicken sandwich for $9.50. The sales tax was 6%. What is the total of your bill? What is the total? Okay, so if I'm ordering a salad and a sandwich, I got to add those two together to get my price before the tax. Okay, so $7.50 plus $9.50. That gives me $17. Okay. So I got $17. So the sales tax is 6%. The cost before is the $17. So I'm figuring out what is the tax gonna be. So then I multiply. So 17 times 6 divided by 100. That's gonna give me the tax. So 17 times 6 divided by 100. So the tax is going to be $1.02. That is, again, this is the tax. So to find the total, I have to take that and add it to my original amount, which was the $17. So 17 plus the $1.02. And that is going to give me $18.02, and that is the total amount. All right, moving on. Mr. Redmond took his son out for his birthday. The cost of the meal was $40, 7% sales tax. How much was the sales tax for the meal? Okay, so the tax was 7.5%. The meal, so we're figuring out how much was the sales tax. So we cross multiply. 40 times 7.5 divided by 100. That's going to give me the sales tax. So 40 times 7.5 divided by 100. That gives you 3. So $3 is the sales tax. And because it's asking about the sales tax, that is my answer. All right. Okay. So Dr. Doyle makes $500 per week. Norfolk Public Schools deducts 6% of his earnings for Dr. Doyle's health insurance. How much of his weekly salary does Dr. Doyle pay for health insurance? So we're trying to figure out how much he pays for weekly for health insurance. So the percent is 6% of the $500 that he makes per week, and so we're trying to figure out how much of that does he pay for health insurance. So 500 times 6 divided by 100. That is going to give me the amount. So 500 times 6 divided by 100 is 30. And that is how much pays for health insurance. So that is my answer. Okay. H&M marks up the wholesale price for a jean jacket by 150%. If the retail price is $30, what what is the retail price? So the retail price is kind of another way of saying the total, how much you're going to end up selling it for. Okay, so my percent is 150. The original cost was 30. All right, they're going to mark it up. So got 30 times 150 divided by 100. So $45. Sorry, let me write that down. 150. That is going to give me $45. And this is the markup. So we're marking it up $45. So then to find out how much the resale price or the total, I have to take that and add it to the original. So 30 plus the 45 is $75. That's how much the store will get to make off of or sell the jean jacket for. All right, moving on. Mr. Clark selling workout equipment. He gets 6% commission on all of his sales. Last week he made $45,750. That's a lot of money. How much was his commission check? So he gets 6% of that. So 6% times 6 divided by 100. So again, divided by 100. That's going to give me the cost or the amount. That would be his price of his commission check, or the amount of his commission check. Justin and his two brothers share the cost of a new Xbox. The system costs $500. They received a 20% discount. What is the amount that each paid for the video game? So because it's 3 people, Justin and his two brothers, that is how many people that are buying it. Okay, so first we got to figure out the cost of the Xbox. So they got a 20% discount. Okay, so this is discount. Calculating the discount. And it was 500. I got to cross multiply, divide. 500 times 20 divided by 100. So 500 times 20 divided by 100. It's gonna give me X, which is $100. Okay, so that is the discount. So they got $100 off. So now I got to take that 500, and that, because that's a discount, I'm subtracting it, and that's gonna give me 400. Right? So $400 is how much the Xbox costs after the discount. But then it asked me, how much does each person pay? Well, because they are sharing the video game, they each have to pay. So we're going to divide by 3 people. So 400 divided by 3. And so each of them are going to pay about $133.33. And again, I had to divide it by 3 because 3 people are splitting the cost. All right, a regular hoodie, $140. The discount rate. What is the sales price of the hoodie? So that the sales price will be the total. Okay, so the discount is 15%. The price was $140.75. So I got $140.75 times 15 divided by 100. That's going to give me the amount of the discount. So 140.75 times 15 divided by 100. So $21, and we'll say and 11 cents that is the discount. So then to figure out the discount, well, I got to take the 140.75 minus the 21. So 140.75 minus the $21.11. That gives me the discount, which is $119.64. And that is the sales price after the discount. And lastly, Miss Clock and 3 of her friends went to Dirty Buffalo for lunch. The order consisted of 2 orders of steak fries so 4 steak fries, 2 of those, an appetizer at $8.25, order of chicken tenders, and then 3 sodas. 3 sodas, so $2.25, $2.25 each soda. So I gotta add up all of this to give me the price of all of the meal. So $5.49 plus $5.49 plus $8.25 plus $10.99 plus $2.25 plus $2.25 plus $2.25, and this gives me $36.97. Then they paid a 20% tip, so I got to figure out how much is the 20% tip of the $36.97. Cross multiply divide. 36 times 20 divided by 100. So $7.39, and that is, again, that's the tip amount. So then how much money did the lunch cost them? So that is total. So I gotta take that and add it to the cost. And that is gonna give me $36.97 plus $7.39. That equals $44.36. All right. Hey, good luck.